The Philosopher King of RPGs returned. Today we're going to be talking about Vampire the Masquerade. This has come about from a thread. It was posted, left by Lars Gilcott on my Facebook page. You can always come and join me on Facebook. Main man, come join the revolution of RPGs. Come join us on Raw Immersive Games on the group page. We'll approve you. You can join you. You can talk about Within the Ring of Fire, the most fully immersive dark fantasy deep immersion game, Fane Wine and novel. Get that today. 77 Thrones, the Theological Codex. Get it today. Insightful book about writing your own pantheon of divinities, about a pantheon of divinities that you're going to want to become consumed with. Watch our playtest run by Matt Pritchard, or not playtest, but actual just normal game. 2 sessions are up. You're going to love it. One of the absolute best plays you're going to find. Tons of terrible RPG trash out there. People with horrible games running. This is deep immersion. This is going to suck you in and keep you compelled like a story. Wonderful stuff. And of course, the main book, Saga book, Within the Ring of Fire. Get it, a full system, a full campaign world, a saga setting, if you will, deep immersion, dark fantasy. Today we're going to talk about Vampire the Masquerade, this thread that came about where someone was talking about essentially basing a character idea around wanting to have some neat power like vicissitude, the concept of snowflakes, these sort of terms that are thrown around. Now, my buddy Nugulus, who some of you do know, on Within the Ring of Fire playtest, on some of the other videos, Kid Centers, a real, total, true piece of trash, but that's all I could get for friends, it would seem. Been a friend of mine for 18 years, maybe. A Nosferous, a chip-ridden curmudgeon that he is. He's sitting there messing with the people in the post, and I think they didn't really quite take what he was getting at there. There's a little bit of sarcasm, a little bit of satirical commentary on the particular idea. But we're talking about Vampire the Masquerade in concepts, because it's those concepts that's so well defined. Now you're going to have a concept, why not have a concept like these? I mean, you could come in as a militaristic soldier, as a blood-bound sycophant. You could come in as a philosopher, as an artist. But, you know, when it comes down to it, why not come in as strength guy, protean dude, or firearms man? That's right. I'm talking about a concept of 5 dots. That's what your concept is. Your concept is vicissitude. Let's slide that in there. Now, why not obtenebration? Why not a Macaulay La Sombra abomination with obtenebration? And why not make the wonkiest, weirdest, goofiest things that you can do? Why not? Why not jump in there with 5 strengths? Why not jump in there with 5 next to 5 firearms and boom, 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 and light people up and smoke their ass and bring it down like that and reduce everything to a solid column of simple numbers and numerically get that advantage on all those who stand against you? Yeah, firearms guy can be pretty good, and strength guy at hell. If you're my boy Frank, you're gonna be firearms guy and strength guy, and you know you're gonna slide Proteus somehow in in that bourgeois. Slide some quietus in there. Gotta get that aggravated damage, son. But when you play like that, it invites a cornucopia of problems. And while it is fun to lambaste and ridicule such absurd and simplistic ideas and ideals, when you deal with the world of darkness, when you deal with vampire, when you deal with werewolf, a game that has a lot of combat in it, and when you deal with any game, you cheapen the experience that you have. When you are simply strength guy or protean dude, or you know, when you're even playing potence buddy, and when you want to play a character like that, just for that reason, just played it simple and simplistically for the reason of having a neat nerfed power, or to be very powerful, to impose your will upon people through physicalities and so forth, and really draw back and think about it. It's like, why does my character have any dots to dodge or athletics, or he can't drive? Why am I playing a character in Star Wars with no dots to computer that can barely fly the ship, but he has a ship? How do I only have Astrogate 1? Why, Frank? Why do you have it? And you almost in this video, so you better be looking right now, boy. That's a problem, and your main man will never co-sign. He will never rubber stamp. He'll never give the nod, the finger wag, the seal of approval to any such ideas, concepts, as they can be themselves a malignancy into the RPG core. When you're building a concept, you want to make it nuanced and intricate and entertaining. You want to grab the game master and give the game master as much energy, we talk about Within the Ring of Fire, as you can, and you want to be brought in so you can be rewarded with more game sessions, with more interest, with more intense ideas, and really enjoy what's going on. It's really so extremely important to make it fun, to push the pace, to add to your game master, flame tender, storyteller, dungeon master, whatever it is, add to their enjoyment, make it fun, make the other players enjoy you. And I guarantee you, man, running in there with fucking 19 dots of potence and being able to punch your way back through time is absolutely not going to endear you to anyone. They're going to go, ooh, this guy's butt. Because you are, and no one was going to want to dig that style or deal with it. At best, you're going to be an afterthought. Well, we need a 4 slot, so let's get, you know, Babaside into the game. Nobody wants him to play. It's not adding to the enjoyment, interest, or so forth. And even if you're somebody's friend and they're just feeling guilted into playing with you, I get this kind of question all the time. They're like, I got this friend, man, but he's terrible. He's horrible to game with. I say don't game with him. That's what I say over and over ad nauseum. And that's essentially a unilateral statement upon that subject right here. WWAD style, if you dig that. Now, digging that, I think you're going to understand that when you build that concept, you want to have psychology that's overlaid. You want to have a past. You want to have likes and dislikes. You want to be passionate, visceral, real as you can make them, as real as your skill allows. You don't have to spend 25 hours working on a character, but you might. And you might spend a good amount of time really detailing that personality, making it intricate, giving them a voice, giving them a stance, giving them a political opinion, giving them particular sexual preferences, giving them foods that they like, or a type of wine, a certain type of drink, a stance on alcohol and drugs. You might give them a family. They've had children. They've had a past. What's their birthday? What are their parents like? Do they have uncles, aunts, brothers, sisters? All these sort of details could really inject a great amount of personality into your character. You're like, yeah, well, my sister Kylie, you know, she got run over by a car when I was 14, and me and my brother Bob have never gotten over that. In fact, there are 2 Bobs. You understand what I'm talking about. Bob the player and Bob the character. So that's very important. That's what concept's about. It's about kickstarting your imagination. Call it concept, call it schema, call it, you know, idea. But that dominant aspect of what your character is, why, that's a very important. That's a great deal. That really helps you to drive home the point of what your character is, and you can entertain from that play platform. And when you simply reduce your concept to desire to have you know, a certain power, like a protean, like a vicissitude, like an obtenebration, which are very, very common. Thaumaturgy, another very common one, because you go, well, these are great powers. Let me play a cative, and let's load him up. And I think we're going to talk about that in another video. But in World of Darkness, you want to come in there. The game is essentially almost designed in a way, the design concept is like, well, we trust you not to ruin it, and if you're trying to, we trust your storyteller to try to stop you. So if you're a storyteller, try to stop people from doing hokey, wonky things. If you're a player, don't do hokey, wonky things. You know, if you have a certain concept in a Camarilla game, between the 7 clans you have there, between the catives, you can work any concept in between that stuff. I don't even let people pick a clan. I just say make a character. You're going to be a unit. We're going to brace you. We're going to rock and roll from there. Use some montages, use some flashbacks, use some flash forwards, and bing, bang, boom, bang, boom, change the pace, flip it up, and really get you hooked and excited and blood bound to my storytelling. You understand? I'm talking about loyalty levels of 10 plus. So that's a really important thing to do. Tell your players no. We've talked about that a lot of times. And if you are a player, don't ask ridiculous questions. Don't ask me, you know, questions where you know I'm not going to tell you yes. I ain't co-signing on nothing. And, you know, that's why I can't play any kind of big games or LARPs or none of that stuff. There's too much foolishness. I'm not with foolishness. I'm trying to make art. Role-playing games to me are art and they're artistic endeavor. And you don't reduce anything to, oh, well, I want really good stats and this and that. You know, if you want to be... Your concept, at least initial stage, you can always get over like a 3. You can always be, well, I have 3 dots of firearms. Maybe you perceive yourself to be the best in the world, but you don't have to be. You can be down from that a little bit. It'd be like saying, I'll play D&D. I perceive myself as a 21st level character. Well, we was going to start at 1st level, brah. So there's a bit of a problem. There's a bit of a disconnect between what you're thinking and trying to get over for that power steep curve, particularly when you think of yourself as best in the world. You get a lot of people in World of Darkness think of themselves as the best in the world in melee. In a modern day setting where very few people have any more than a dot of melee, very few people, most people don't even have that, you're going to have 5 dots, you're going to go, oh, I'm going to go from 4 dots to 5 dots right now, I got experience, I'm going to go do that. Oh, brother, hold on now, slow your roll, because I've seen that happen too many times, particularly when there's very little to do with an actual gameplay. So don't be Potence guy, don't be Protean buddy, don't be firearms dude or strength guy. Don't try to be wonky and goofy and hokey. Like, try to make a cool concept, work those ideas, those clans. I mean, Nosferatu are cool, Toreador are cool, Bruja are cool. There's loads of stuff you can do with them. You could pretty much, just between those three clans right there, you could work almost any concept could work with. In fact, I think it'd be hard pitched to throw a concept you couldn't easily fit to one of those clans. And if you know how to role play well, work a Malkavian in there. Not for everybody. Insanity is not funny. I've been around and lived around insane people. There's nothing funny, pretty, wonky, and there's not funny slippered about it. It's utterly terrifying because that person might literally not be in control of themselves, of their actions, like they're taking a backseat in their own mind. So think about that sort of thing. Don't make a Macaulay La Sombra abomination. And that's just code word, man. That's code word for the stupidest crap you could make. Don't be stupid. Don't make crap. Make cool, lasting characters. Try to RP to be the MVP. Have the other people playing with you go, God damn, man, I'm glad you were in this game. Have that game master go, man, I'm going to pick this guy up next time. He might say it, he might think it, but would you get that invitation? Would you there when you're at the table, when you're at the G+, when you're on the Skype, when you're playing and playing again and really having that mutual entertainment? The game's going to be better and you're going to be better off for it. So there's your main man. There's the words of wisdom. Join us on Raw Immersive Games. Get your copies of Within the Ring of Fire, the Air system, a system that'll power your game like never before. A game itself that will give you that deep, immersive fantasy injection. Role-playing you never played before. It'll take you from a novice to the best player at your table in a one read. It walks you through exactly what you do in easy, simple to explain terms, and it gives you a system that runs. Watch the playtest of Within the Ring of Fire, because it's the best thing going, baby. Support the RPG revolution. I have been your main man.